Hello.
Broken Circle. It's called Broken Circle. Does no one else think of butthole? A penetrated butthole?
You know, it's interesting that the episode is called Broken Circle of Star Trek Strange New Worlds, Season 2, Episode 1, that we are reviewing today on Alpha Podrants. This is
I think
Season
Spock's
3,
got a
Episode
broken
2.
circle. Look at his eyes.
Oh, my God. Yeah, probably. That's why he's so sad in this episode. Someone
Take
broke
that
his
penis
circle.
out of me.
My goodness. Hey, everybody, it's Alpha Podrants.
I would like that penis out of me now.
Live long and scissor, everyone. Is that what we're doing? We living long? Well, I'll say one thing. Well, now that the show is a little lighter, I mean in attitude and in physicality,
I don't get that.
maybe we'll live a little longer. Maybe since the cancer has been taken out.
I don't get the physicality part. Do you mean because there's no Tilly on this show? No Ensign Tilly?
Well,
like it's
this
lighter?
show, there's no Lou on this show anymore.
Oh, you
That's
mean
what I'm
this?
saying.
I get it.
Yeah, because I mean,
Pork pie
those of you
in
out there
space.
who may be wondering, yeah, you know, our last episode was a trivia episode and had a guest, so you know that Lou wasn't going to show up for that. I mean, he doesn't like doing things. He doesn't like other people joining. So, but just to make sure, he's not on the show anymore. So, yes, it is lighter.
Oh, I understand. I'm like, why are you talking about Lou? We pushed him off into outer space. He's floating away right now.
Not only in physicality, but also in attitude. Things are a little bit lighter. We don't have to worry so much about things. Okay, you get it. All right. Oh, by the way.
Does that mean no more slideshows? Oh, wait, that wasn't Lou. That's you.
Oh, that was me. Capitano Luke, that's me.
Capitan, muy Capitan. You're taking this ship
I muted
into
myself.
a black hole. And I don't mean
And
Whoopi
then-
Goldberg.
There he is, James L. Grindleton. He's smoking in space, which I'm not sure is very safe. But
Everybody,
that's okay,
you
yeah.
saw that lady, what's her name? Amanda Plummer. She smoked in space.
You're right. You're absolutely correct.
Yeah, which apparently a changeling can smoke now.
Yeah. Charles W. The man. Wait, do we have any extra words here?
Charles W. sounds like the man, the one everyone loves.
The one everyone loves. Okay, that's enough of that.
Charles
It's Charles,
W.
everyone.
Charles W. sounds like your alcoholic friend or something. Sounds like someone you're gonna meet in a support group.
Charles W., are you okay? Are you doing fine, son?
JB Floyd repping Pride Month. Hey, gays.
Hey.
And so
yeah,
is Fennel.
so actually, you know, in a way, this episode did get a little gay because for some reason Spock has taken on the personality of his sister that has been lost in a way.
Why for?
Well, I mean,
Because he's a crybaby. He's a crybaby. Oh my God, he's crying about everything. His boards have been broken.
What did he cry about?
Well, he was saying in the beginning that when he was with Umbenga that he can't control himself as much, right?
Because he lowered his blocks for his emotions, and so now he can feel all of his emotions now. I'm like, oh, how sad. How sad. It's like, can you not see the world's like saddest violin that I am playing?
Well,
right now?
and then hilariously he gets handed a violin. Here, play this violin and you might feel better. Which that instrument is the infamous same instrument that Spock plays, I believe, in the 3rd season of the original series. When,
really?
Yeah, he has a big harp like that.
Pretty fucking neat, then, to be honest.
Yeah, that's a nice callback.
Uh-huh.
They show how he started playing that. At least he started playing it. He may have played it years ago when he was in school or whatever, but to
it is the same one. I see a picture of him and Uhura.
Yes, and she's singing in that. That's right.
No,
They're
it's the
getting all
same thing.
sexified. Yeah, so nice little Easter egg there. Or,
Here, I got a shitty
origin
one.
story.
I got a shitty
Okay.
one because it says scanned for listing, but it's something off eBay. Here it is, real quick.
Oh, the picture.
Yeah.
The picture of the there it is. Yep. There she blows.
It's too unprofessional to keep on the screen though. But that's very clever because they're getting a lot of heat for kind of playing loose with the canon, which I don't necessarily think they are. Where are they playing loose with canon? Does anyone know?
I'm not sure. I'm wondering if they mean maybe Uhura's career didn't go exactly as
Or her
they're saying.
haircut?
There may be little things like that where over the years they filled it in a book somewhere and that became canon, but maybe they kind of forgot about that and didn't do the research like they should have.
I'm still having a hard time believing that woman that's been cast as Uhura. I'm having a really hard time believing her in that role.
I agree with you. She's good, but she does she's good. She's just
good,
not
yeah,
Uhura.
but she does not look like Nichelle Nichols at all.
No, she doesn't feel like her either. Nichelle Nichols was very classy and dignified and sure, very 1960s, but demure. Where's that with this woman? This woman, I could say she's a bit demure, soft, but she's also a little too tough.
She's timid in places where she shouldn't be, and then really tough when she doesn't need to be. I guess you'd say.
I mean, take Zoe Saldana, who played Uhura in the J.J. Abrams movies. Even she was believable as Uhura. I believed her as.
Didn't
Uhura.
they get her hair right at least in that one? Close.
Kind of, but I mean, in her performance as Uhura, I thought she did a good job. I did. I thought she did a very good job. But
that was a different. That was a different timeline too.
It was a different timeline, yeah. But in this show, in Strange New Worlds, or the actress, I don't know her name, but the actress that's playing Uhura, she's good, but it's just not believable. I'm not feeling it.
Yeah.
And she didn't catch me in the role at all in season 1, and she's in the first episode of season 2. She's still not catching me. If she doesn't catch me by the end of season 2, I mean, I'm like, well, then when are you going to catch me?
Well, what if she tries to catch you outside?
Oh, God damn it.
Let's segue from that terrible joke to our favorite Gandalf. Richard Kish says, my favorite nerds.
Richard, we should get Richard on the show sometime.
He's welcome to come on anytime.
We briefly discussed it, but we haven't really talked much about it. But we would love you to come on the show sometime, Richard. I don't know if you're caught up with the newer Strange New Worlds. If not, then that's okay too, because you're good for older reference.
Well, I'll tell you what. In case we do need some dusty old references, I'm going to send Mr. Kish a link just so he knows he's welcome if he's seen the episode. If not, you're just don't even bother showing up, buddy.
That's
by
the way, her name is.
If you got some shit to say, come say it.
Celia Rose Gooding is her name.
Celia Rose Gooding. Okay.
Yes.
Is she related to Cuba?
I don't know. That very possibly.
They have the same haircut.
Yeah, because that determines relation. Oh my God.
Can I say this? Listen, I understand Uhura's got that tight Mandu, tight, but she's. I don't want to be offensive. She is a cadet. She's coming out of the academy, so that makes sense. It makes sense. I don't disagree with the hair.
Oh yeah,
but her body shape is just off too, and I know that's probably not really a right straw.
The whole body shape thing that is a non-issue for me because that I don't even pay attention to. All I really care about is whether or not she feels like Uhura when she's performing. And
she feel like Uhura.
Oh my God! It's just it's just not clicking with me. It's just like, I mean,
Yeah,
it just
I
doesn't
feel
click.
that too.
Speaking of not
And
feeling like Uhura and performing, today I was walking down the street and a lady who did not at all look like Uhura, there was some music, someone pulled up with some rap music, and she must have knew the song because she started singing with it and then got right up on me in the middle of this while we're walking down the street.
my
It was just
God.
like, she started performing real hard on me.
Okay, so then what did you do?
I said, and kept walking.
Uhura!
That's it. I said, "You're not a whore. You're just a whore. Get out of here.
You're just a horror.
You're just a whore." Oh.
Let's see.
Oh!
So it was kind of interesting. I think. Okay, so I thought I saw a picture of one of the coming episodes where the lighting in the Enterprise bridge was a little different, where it was closer to maybe the older style. And I think that's after this retrofit that they're doing. I think that maybe that's something to do with that, because we find them in Space Dock, right?
Yeah,
Working on the ship.
Can I bring something up about Earth Space Dock?
Mhm.
I know they had to update Earth Space Dock to make it look like more modern and everything,
Yeah.
but I don't like how it looks. I really don't. I mean, the way Earth Space Dock looked before was just iconic. It just had this iconic look, and then they completely changed it, and it's like, what the fuck is this? This is not Earth Space Dock. This is just some, like, also in the picture you're showing here. What's that planet? Seriously, because that's not Earth. That is
Oh, yeah,
not,
where
that is
where
not
is it?
Oh
Earth.
yeah. So
Well.
I think that's Jupiter. I think that is Jupiter.
Oh, Jupiter Station. Okay, maybe
Yeah.
that's where they do some of the retrofits.
Well, you see the
out
little
there.
dot on it. I'm almost positive that's Jupiter, right?
Yeah.
Oh
that
my
is
goodness.
that is definitely Jupiter. Okay, so I recant my statement.
Yeah, that's
So,
Jupiter.
I'm not.
It's interesting.
Yeah, that is
because-
not Earth Space Dock. That is probably Jupiter Station. Okay.
That is that a little reference to the end of Picard season 3, where we can see the dot? In the future, there will be a Borg ship inside of that dot. Ooh.
I'm not entirely sure if the Borg cube in Picard season 3 was even there this whole time. I think it showed up. At a
later.
point.
Yeah, way later. Definitely after First Contact.
Yeah. Probably.
And probably only for. But how would an entire Borg ship make it there with no one detecting it? That's one thing I'm just thinking
I'm
of
thinking
now.
it was there. It was transported. Well, not literally transported, but like it was like it maneuvered there in parts and was slowly built. Because remember,
Shoot.
Borgs do not. I don't know if they need oxygen to survive. I don't know if they do.
No, I don't think they do. I don't
Yeah.
think they do at all.
So they could do a spacewalk and they could just end up building the cube in Jupiter's atmosphere without anybody noticing. Okay,
It's probably one of those things of they have to keep the environment warm enough and stuff so that they don't freeze. The biological part of them doesn't freeze. Oh, that's the computer.
That was my fault. I was trying to go to space. That's all right. I'll go
For a
do some
second there, I
paperwork.
thought Kish joined us.
You can go to space. You can just you just go away. Just go away.
Okay. This is how you go to space. Space.
Yeah, but he didn't want to disappear.
Yeah.
Space.
Yeah.
Oh, there he goes. Which is funny. That whole space thing. Didn't that happen like around the time that I left? When I left Alpha Podrants?
Well, I think it was around that time, but it was also because Jim wanted to do something, and he wasn't
Totally normal thing.
He didn't want to do it on camera. So yeah.
Oh, I know what he's talking about. Something I want to do too, but I won't right now.
Stupid night creeps ruined that.
We get to so in this episode, yes, we find out that Spock is getting emotional, and we do see Una for a second. And that's where she's. We're not sure where she is at first, but then we find out she's talking to the Captain Pike there through. She's at jail. She's awaiting trial, something like that.
Can I ask something here? Okay, so how exactly are they going to handle? Because we all know that Una is going to be back on the Enterprise, probably by episode 2, maybe episode 3.
Fucking better be.
Okay, but no. This is my question. Her species has genetic modifications, which of course is illegal in the Federation.
Yeah.
How exactly are they going to allow her to be reinstated in Starfleet with those genetic modifications? Unless she has those genetic modifications surgically removed, which which would be I don't know, would be a
travesty.
It would be a hindrance to her physical capabilities.
But maybe they just maybe they start to allow. How long do we know that genetic modifications stay illegal?
They always stay illegal.
Really? Well, what about Picard? He is nothing but a genetic modification.
No, his consciousness was transferred to a positronic body.
Potatoes and tomatoes, apples and oranges.
Yeah, it's kind of almost the same thing, but
Little high tiny dinosaurs.
Thanks for that.
I don't think they'll. I don't know. I think they're going to leave her augmented. Maybe. I don't know. That's a great question. Well, Una was not on Kirk's Enterprise, correct?
No, I don't believe.
No, she was not.
So then, clearly, between now and then, then and now, then and then, between then and then, something must happen. So maybe they try to let her be there. Okay, didn't somebody crush her at first? Wesley, wasn't he just let him sit here? Even though I hate children, let him sit here and be an honorary somebody, so and so. They do that, right? Yeah.
Well, if you think about
this lady's
Picard's,
nodding. She knows more about Star Trek than both of you.
They did do that because he was very advanced. They think about it. They also did it with Picard's son. He's a consultant to the captain now.
I thought so too. There, yeah. Okay.
He's technically not a full-on officer yet. I'm sure he could be.
So they bring her in rogue. And Ross Dog's broken spirit here agrees, I guess, or something. Picard got no upgrades by being in a positronic body?
Yeah, exactly. It was stupid. It was completely dumb. I know that you don't want to be all advanced, so I'm just going to let you age and die, Picard, okay? Oh, that sounds fine. Okay. Good. Dummy.
Yeah, it was stupid that they didn't give him any, physical advancements in that synthetic body. It was basically his body the same as before, just artificially created.
And bringing up one of your sour points, although let's not jump to it yet because I did have something to say about that Una picture you just showed. Pretty much the only thing I have to say about the episode. But that serum they used, the strength serum that allows people to fight fucking Klingons.
The performance-enhancing drug that Mbenga and Chapel used, which I wanted to bring up because what the actual hell was that?
That was pretty nuts.
Seriously, is that what Starfleet is doing now? Is during the Klingon Federation War, they gave their soldiers performance-enhancing drugs so they could go toe-to-toe with the Klingon redundancies that they have.
And that would make sense. I guess that's why they don't have it later, because they just outlawed it after the fact. But I'm wondering,
so they only use it when it's convenient for them.
Well, that's my question.
Isn't that what always happens? Isn't
relating to Picard? Where's his? How come he didn't get some sort of performance enhancing? By the time Picard was put into a positronic body, how come they haven't figured some form of that? It's basically looks like the limitless pill is what they have, because they seem to be able to see time differently.
Don't even get me fucking started on that shit.
All right, well then I won't. Before we get into that, let me just say about the Una thing. That's my biggest problem of the episode. Pike and Una were in it for seconds, moments, whatever.
Yeah, that
The
first
two-
scene.
The two reasons this bothers me is one, this is the long-awaited fan clamored for Pike series, Christopher Pike series. We've got 50 years of people imagining Pike's time on the ship.
I can see.
So now you come with this series, which by the way was greenlit due to Pike, Una, and Spock on Discovery, and then you're putting it about everybody else, and you're sending Pike out on some fucking mission for or with Una, whatever, which that bothers me in and of itself. And also now we have to have a bottle episode. You know there's going to be a Pike and Una solo episode coming up to fill in the gap. Might even be next episode, which I think will really fucking kill the steam for me because I didn't love this episode. It was just okay. Best part was I would like the ship to go. That's it.
Look, the thing
like
that
the ship to
I'm
go now.
most that was awesome. It's just, I mean, come on. I mean, Spock's whole like let's fly the Kirk thing and then engage and all that. I mean, Spock's like whole thing, that was just hilarious.
It was, but looking at that face, all I can see is bong smoke or weed smoke around him, and Michael Kelso, because he played young Michael Kelso on the 70s show.
Oh my goodness, he did.
Yeah, so that especially that shot right there, it reminds me of the circle, and I can just see him.
That's not what I see when I see that picture.
Every time this Spock to me, while he's great, I think he's the best Spock to come along since Leonard Nimoy. Honestly, I think he's better than Nimoy.
Okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and say what I see when I see this picture. It looks like he's sitting on a toilet struggling to take a mess.
It looks like he has a
really
broken
does.
circle.
Oh, he broke his circle by pushing too hard.
That's the name of the episode.
Yikes. Yikes. Alpha Podrants, the only place where you get potty humor. Actually, speaking of potty humor, with someone was saying something about does he still poop? What was that? What was that comment that was up there?
Does he still have to go to the can?
I just
Fucking comment's been up for fucking like 45 minutes now, and
he was talking, and
I take it down, and you're like, well,
45
where's
minutes.
that?
Jesus Christ.
We're going
'Cause I was going to it.
down this rabbit hole, huh?
No. I just
Give
watched
that rabbit a
Breaking
broken
Bad.
circle.
I just finished Breaking Bad, and there's that scene in Breaking Bad, and I think it's in the last season where Jesse's partying with his buddies again, and Badger brings up the story about Star Trek and about the pie eating contest and all that stuff, and how Scotty
It's ridiculous. It's a ridiculous scene.
beaming everything into space, and eventually he beams his organs into space, and So.
I also just watched that, and I just finished Better Call Saul. I just watched them both back to back last night. Actually, we're one episode away from the end. We fell asleep during the final Better Call Saul last night.
But
that pie shit is stupid. Go ahead.
There was
Mr.
another
Lee.
thing I wanted to bring up about
He
this.
don't want to play with no pie talk. He's like, fuck out of here with your silly pedestrian.
There was
antics.
there
Let's
was
get to the meat.
an animation that someone did of that one time, though. I didn't see it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's
Yes,
see if
there
one of us
is.
can find that. Fennel has something to say, Luke. Come on.
Uh-oh. Fennel,
Yeah.
come on.
Yeah, but no, it's just can we talk about the freaking Klingons in this episode?
Please.
What exactly? What would you like to talk about with them? Is it possibly their weird ridges?
Yes, because this is supposed to be in the same universe as Discovery, but yet in
Yes.
in Discovery we had those weird looking Klingons, though, like the like Volk and like whatever the hell that woman was, where we saw her like naked and have sex with Tyler or whatever, and then
Yeah.
Maybe
and then
maybe she didn't have her nipples look like the trolls in Troll 2. Yeah. but maybe they're like different hemispheres of Klingon land. What's it
I
called?
thought that as
Clop-Clop?
well.
Maybe
there
they're
may
just
have been.
different.
Well,
Yeah.
kind of like the Anar and the
the Andorians.
I was
The
gonna say,
Andorians,
or
yeah.
like white people and black people, but like they actually stopped having predominantly black people play the Klingons.
If that is their explanation for the different types for the different versions of the Klingons in the same universe, then where is the other version in the later show?
Very well, maybe they were genocided. They got to make a great story like that. Come on, they've got to rectify this. It's going to be the biggest Star Trek sore toe in history.
Massive cop out, and you know it.
But we need something because we're over halfway. How long's Star Trek been around? 60 years?
They've already said that there
60 years. Yes, 60 almost years.
Because they tried to put augment blood into the Klingons, which would have been before this. Right, so maybe the Klingons in the later season in Picard, that's closer to what they used to look like. But perhaps we were seeing a modified version.
What about
really,
TOS
I mean,
Klingons?
this is only 10 years or so after not even 10 years after the events of Discovery. It's just a couple of years, right?
This is like 2 or 3 years.
Yeah. So yeah,
I think we just chalk it up to. Forget about it because
I get why they did it because they know that there was criticisms for how the Klingons
everyone was like, "What the? These are not Klingons."
Look, we have 3 Klingons. We have TOS.
Back the true Klingons. I get it. I understand why they did it, but there still needs to be an explanation.
Yes, there needs to be something.
But again, when you think about the original series Klingons being white men in Asian face with Fu Manchu mustaches, and then the same actors go on to TNG and then they play those same characters with the new faces, although they did kind of explain it there with genetic modifications and shit.
And maybe certain guys got their ridges back through surgical means. I want my ridges, so just, they just put them back in. I guess.
I bet that the executives behind Star Trek: Strange New Worlds are going like, "Oh my God, this is a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation."
It really is. Because I had the same
I'm happy.
thought.
That's all I'm saying. I'm happy.
Yeah, they're back. They're back. But in the middle of the episode, I had the same exact problem in my head. I'm like, okay, so we're like directly after Discovery, and this is now Klingons again.
Yeah.
I'm glad they got their ridges, but man, what the?
What's funny?
Exactly.
If you look at Discovery's Klingons, they were heavily prosthetic and so far with the special effects on them. But these guys are even they're probably doing the same thing in TNG, just with better cameras. It's just like guys with makeup on and a fucking skull cap and a wig. But it looks so much better.
It does. It does look so much better. It does. But I mean,
I used to have that skull cap. Actually, I used to have the Worf skull cap. I
have one.
I am patiently.
I was born with it. I'm Klingon cosplaying right now.
I'm probably not going to get this.
See my big.
I'm probably not going to get this, but we need to get a Gowron reference. Yeah, we need to get a Gowron reference. It doesn't have to be Gowron. It doesn't need to be Gowron, but we need to have a Gowron
at some point during the series.
Yeah, where we have to have a cow. We need to have a Klingon with really imposing eyes and just look at a Federation officer and say, "Glory to you and your house."
Yeah, it would be funny if it was Gowron's father or his grandfather or something.
Something like that, yeah. And is Gowron's actor still alive?
Ooh, I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's just because bringing him back would be freaking awesome.
I wish I was good at names. Who the fuck is Gowron?
Seriously, you don't know who Gowron is?
He became the ruler of the Klingon Empire.
I totally did.
Next Generation.
Yeah, him. I knew that.
Worf helped him, went against the Duras family. And then the Duras sisters are pretty much coming after Worf and trying to take shit over for a while.
Well, why didn't you guys just say son of Morel? Duh.
How am I supposed
so maybe
to
Morel comes
I know
around.
His actual name.
I don't know, but I know his face.
Let's see.
Everybody knows his face. Even non-Star Trek fans know his face.
Listen, he ain't no Martok, okay?
That's not Martok.
I mean, the nose is right on. But yeah, those are very accentuated ridges. He has Much glory to his house.
Yeah, but everybody fucking knows who Martok is.
All right. So, this is the scene where they all have to. They're like, yeah, we're gonna.
Great
Oh yeah, that's the
screenshot.
part where Spock says
I
we're gonna
know.
steal the ship.
I must have. Yeah, we're gonna steal this. I know it's pretty shitty. And they have to get all the inspectors off of the ship.
Oh yeah, let's
except
talk.
for.
Oh yeah, forgot about her.
Let's talk about this woman.
I'm a huge fan of Carol Potts, I believe is her name. Ever since she ate that big pile of mashed potatoes and Licensed to Drive. Huge fan.
Okay. What is her species again?
Carol Kane, I think.
Carol Kane. No, yep, Carol Kane, thank you.
I forget the name of the species.
Like Thurland or something? Is she not the same as Guinan?
No, her species is not the same as Guinan.
They made it sound the same, that they've been on Earth just chilling the whole time.
Mixing in with people.
I got the feeling that her species might be a part of like Irish folklore.
Lanthanite.
Yeah.
I feel they were going more towards trying to give you a Scotty vibe. Like give you that Scotty.
Yeah, I can see that. And her accent was it was a little hard to understand.
Oh, it's a completely new species. This is a never before, this is all new.
Oh, brand new. Oh, yeah, so what about, hold on.
Do you want to kiss an alien girl? Oh, yeah! Do you want to love an alien girl? Do you want to dash an alien girl?
Yes!
Do you want to have space, baby?
Carol Kane edition! Woo! Yeah! Will Charles Whedon fuck Carol Kane?
What the fuck, dude?
Well, you know what? She don't look that bad all these years later, I got to tell you. You could probably stick your pecker between those folds and have a little extra fun. It's like she's got like 8 entries.
Oh, man.
I mean, people titty fuck. You can like neck fuck her.
And she's been around since the 80s, so I'm sure she's been thrown around a few times to get some...
Oh, she seems like a very dignified woman.
Oh,
Listen, when you have a personality like... I don't think she had to fuck anybody for anything. When you've got that kind of a weirdo personality, they're putting you on camera, and that's all there is. She never had to do anything except for show up and talk like this. I can't even... She just had to show up and do her dumb
very
voice.
Jewish.
Not even
sort of.
like Alien. She's always been an alien,
now.
so it's appropriate. She's playing a brand new Star Trek species.
Like, you are strange, so we're just gonna make some shit up for you. There you go. Oh, man. And so now I'm wondering if Hemmer isn't there, is she gonna stick around? Is she gonna stay with them?
Yeah, which I'm still pissed off that they killed off Hemmer.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. He's a blind Einar who is the chief engineer. That's fucking awesome.
It was so cool. It was a great concept for it. That's why they did it, though. They knew that you wanted to know about their culture. You know, they knew. You're like, yeah, we want to know more about these people and hear from him. And this could be the new Ferengi thing. Yay! Oh no, he's gone.
Well, technically, we already learned quite a bit about the Einar in Star Trek Enterprise.
Yeah, they were in quite a few episodes. There was there was a few interesting episodes because they have psychic ability, and there was one where being used for some shit. Oh, some military stuff.
We also found out that Thylax Shran married an Einar and had a daughter with one.
Oh, that's right. Jeez,
Yeah.
I don't remember that whole story arc of everyone, but.
Yeah, because Thylax Shran's original family was killed by the Xindi. And that caused him to go on this whole mission for revenge against the Xindi. And Archer
joined up.
Archer was trying to calm him down about the whole thing, and they crash landed somewhere near the Einar settlement, and they were both taken in by the Einar, and Thylax was being treated for wounds by an Einar woman, and that woman eventually became Thylax's future wife and the mother of his child, their daughter.
He knew. He met her that day. He's like, yep. That's it. I like Einars.
Yeah.
And actually, Hemmer
like
is now
Einars.
Hemmer's now an option to be
I see Fennel
an avatar on your Paramount Plus account. They have a bunch of Strange New World icons, and Hemmer is one of them. I'm like, I used it, obviously.
I'm going to be changing my profile icon, too, because right now it's Boimler from Lower Decks.
I did one of the Lower Decks people, too, so.
Yeah.
But now I'm like, oh, shit, he's dead now, but maybe he...
Speaking of that, Mariner and Boimler from Lower Decks are going to make an appearance on Strange New Worlds.
Yeah, hello. Hello. This has been like the
haven't-
news of the last 8 months.
But we haven't talked that. Well, we knew that it was going to happen before, but there are actually pictures out now about it.
Yeah.
They filmed
for
the
the longest
episode.
time, I legitimately thought that it was going to be like the cast of Strange New Worlds were going to be live action, and Boimler and Mariner were still going to be animated.
Like Roger Rabbit.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be like Roger Rabbit. Yeah.
Oh. No, they cast it. So are they doing are the Strange New Worlds cast, or some of them going to be going on to the animated series?
I don't believe so.
They're going to animate.
They're not the same timeline. Well, they are the same timeline, but they're not the same time period.
Which brings some shit into question. How?
Yeah, how did Boimler and Mariner get to Strange New Worlds?
And then what's the next step for Picard to show up there? Or because they've mentioned wanting that. Both, what's his name? Apparently, the guy who plays Pike is good friends with Patrick Stewart, and they've known each other for years. And they had a good friend of theirs, a mutual friend who's dead. And every time they meet, they say, "Oh, wouldn't it be love? Oh, if only she could see us now." How they're both Star Trek stars.
Now, I'm gonna theorize here because they did something similar. Remember the Enterprise finale? What
Never
that
saw
entailed? Well, it was basically a.
Yeah. I know.
They were in the holodeck, and
where they
Riker was in the holodeck watching the events of that, and it was. It took place in a critical spot in Next Generation where he had to make some big decisions. So he went to kind of relax and think into the holodeck, and now that finale is technically all a hologram. So maybe they could do the same thing where one of the episodes is actually a recreation that Picard is watching at some point in his career. And Picard could interact with all the characters, but he's real and they're holographic.
Perhaps in some way, shape, or form maybe in the Section 31 movie, it'll involve Kirk. Where is Kirk's body? Project...
they want to do something with
I keep wanting to say Pegasus. It's not Pegasus. Project Phoenix. Isn't that what they call it?
Is that... Probably. That would be the right term to use.
I think that's what it is. I'll Google it. But that whole thing with Kirk, them having Kirk's body in Section 31, where's that coming into play? What show? It's obviously something they're setting up. And we have a new Kirk. So could it be in Strange New Worlds where we sort of have a multi-timeline story going on in season 3 or 4? Section 31. Maybe the Section 31 movie even leads into that. That would all make great sense if they did it.
I hope
that's
so.
Right. They're doing a Section 31 movie starring Michelle Yeoh.
Can't wait.
So will she cross over? Well, they have to kind of. It'd be awesome to keep them all crossed a little bit, or like dabbling in each other's worlds. She should show up for an episode. Why not?
Well, she went with the goddamn Guardian of Time or whatever it's called. Yep, Project Phoenix is what it's called.
Which was supposed to take
forever.
Whatever. I almost had it. I said time. It's close enough.
which was supposed to take her back to her universe and her time, I believe.
I thought it was only supposed to take her back to the original timeline.
Oh, back to the original timeline. Okay, so
Yeah, back to the like back to when they right before they left to go to the 900 years in the future.
Richard Kish did not like tomorrow's Today's Future Time show, the last Enterprise episode, I believe.
that horrible episode. Oh,
Was it because of
Enterprise is-
Trip? Ugh, I can't believe that was spoiled on me. That Trip dies.
Trip's awesome.
Yeah, I saw that and I was like, oh, so nothing's going to happen between him and T'Pol. So
Where's T'Pol in? Because I hear they're talking about bringing T'Pol into the actually Jolene Blaylocks or whatever. They're talking about
Jolene Blaylock.
bringing her into. It's Jolene. I thought it was some weird version of Jolene.
No, it's Jolene Blaylock. Yeah.
I've read somewhere they're talking about wanting to bring her into Strange New Worlds somehow.
How?
Well, she is a Vulcan.
would
They
be
live a
old.
long time.
They have a
She would be
lifespan of
very
200 years.
Okay, how long has it been since Enterprise and Strange New Worlds? Couldn't have been. There's only one other crew between them,
If T'Pol is alive during Strange New
Right,
Worlds,
Robert
she
April?
will be very, very old. Probably
That would be-
elderly. She'd be elderly.
Hopefully she's Spock's like aunt or something. That would be awesome.
T'Pol would most definitely end up being elderly at that point.
Yes.
Well, I'll tell you what, that actress don't look elderly.
No, she doesn't.
Maybe
She would have to wear makeup,
because-
prosthetics.
I saw her on a movie poster in Strange New World season 2. I don't know why the fuck this isn't. I just typed T'Pol Strange New Worlds into Google, and it literally. This is what it said. It just answered our question. Like, in Strange New World, Season 2, T'Pol would be about 172 years old. T'Pol was born in 2088 on Vulcan, and she was about 63 years old when the NX-01 Enterprise launched in 2151. Of course, Vulcans are very long-lived compared to humans, and they regularly double the average Terran lifespan. But why did it, go into that deep? That's kind of crazy. All I did was say Strange New Worlds, and it had that answer
because
loaded.
it's been asked so many times.
Because it's gonna
computers
happen.
Love efficiency.
Yeah, she would probably be alive, but she would be elderly, so she would not be the 10 out of 10 bombshell that she is now.
She was
Or maybe
63 in Enterprise. She would be 172 now. She can't be that old.
What if it's his grandmother-in-law? Right, that Chickie's gonna marry. Maybe she's related. Maybe that's how they bring it in. That'd be.
They're
an
not
easy
getting
way
married
because
anymore. They're not getting married
Oh.
anymore because he cheated on her with Chapel.
Apparently, she's the only Enterprise character who would be alive.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
not Phlox. I don't know how long.
I
Phlox's
don't know about
people live.
Phlox though. Phlox might have an average human lifespan, or he might have an extended lifespan. I don't know.
That was the doctor from Enterprise.
But I'm fairly certain that Phlox is dead too, because they wouldn't bring back his actor because I don't think he'd be willing to come back.
Well, if this helps, Sarek was 202 when he died in The Next Generation. So that's what a 202-year-old Vulcan looks like.
He was losing his mind at the end.
Yeah,
What
like
the
I said,
fuck?
an average lifespan of about 200 years.
What did you find now, Jim?
She's only in her 40s, Jolene Blaylock?
I think so. Yeah.
That's how
Yeah,
the fuck
maybe
was
just-
she? What was she like 18 on fucking Enterprise? She looked
probably-
looked like she was in her 30s on the Enterprise.
She might have been in her 20s. She's one of those girls who looked 30 when she was 20 and
Jiminy
then looked
crickets.
30 when she was 38 and looked 30 when she was 42.
Oh, she's 48, so she's almost 50.
Well, she's gonna be a gilf for sure. You're gonna want to definitely bang her in the neck folds.
Oh my God.
Chimney.
She's a Vulcan neck pick on your dick.
I don't. I don't see anything about this Phlox character in here.
PH.
Oh, well,
PHLOX.
Spock was 148 years old when he tried to stop the Romulan supernova. So, and he looked pretty goddamn old there. So
He
I
looked
guess she
pretty
would look.
fucked up.
I guess between 150 and 200, you are looking very old as a Vulcan. So what? They put some age makeups on her.
Yeah, but I mean, they could.
Why do we have
end up having
90
her-
boxes of Christmas lights? Where the fuck did you get these things from?
Right.
Why are you bringing 90 boxes of Christmas lights out of our bathroom?
My
That is
question
weird.
is, why were they in your bathroom?
Those are all my. There's all the questions I have. Apparently, they were hiding. Huh. You learn something
So
new
what?
every day.
You use your bathroom as a storage space?
Apparently.
All right, so we got. Oh yeah,
Apparently.
yeah, and that's right. We do hear from another character in this episode, right? From the former security officer.
Yes.
That's where we kind of went off and we didn't talk about her at all. Where she's she's drinking against the Klingons. Of course, she's tougher than everybody. She's
Wait.
beating everybody.
Are you just trying to lead into? Is this picture right there, that wide open mouth, leading into?
Do you wanna kiss an alien girl? Do you wanna love an alien girl? Wanna touch an alien girl?
Sure.
Wanna have space,
I'll always lead into this.
Did that alien have hairy armpits? And was that from Star Trek Wars? That fourth alien lady?
Oh, there's a mix of things in there. Yeah.
You put
Oh,
Star
my
Wars
God.
in there, you piece of shit.
I did put one.
I hope you choke on.
And then there's some
whatever the hell-
Doctor Who.
Whatever the hell's making her gag, I hope that happens to you.
She is not
It's,
gagging. She just downed an entire flagon of blood wine.
Yes, she did, and she drank that dude under the table. He went and puked,
Yeah, but
and then that's when the girl Klingon came up. I don't have a picture of her, but she was a little odd looking. She almost looked like she wasn't all Klingon. And then the whole episode revolves around her. Now, did she join the crew at the end? I wasn't sure. I
No,
kind of
she
like.
didn't.
Okay, yeah, but she's something's crazy's going on at that mining settlement. What a weird setup they had where they get it for a couple of years, and then we get it for a couple of years. I think it was
No,
2
it's
years.
it's 30 days. They
Is
it's Klingons get it for a month, and then we get it for a month, and then they
Jesus.
oscillate.
yeah, that was kind of a weird
he said
setup there.
oscillate.
I mean, that's literally what the word means.
And then come to find out, they were building a freaking ship in there, right? A Federation ship in the mining place, and then they were going to try to rekindle the Klingon War. So it's interesting how they're kind of throwing that in there with where they had that serum. Dr. Umbenga and Nurse Chapel had that serum from the Klingon War, and they were going to try to rekindle the Klingon War, so it had that overtone. It kind of reminded me of where O'Brien used to talk about the Cardassians and the war and stuff. You have these grizzled veterans who were, know how to do certain shit. Because it almost seemed like when their serum was running out, they even got stronger. Like, we have to push as hard as we can to kill, get these Klingons down and whatever.
Yeah, it's just I got that feeling because when their serum was running out, it's like they were fighting even harder because they didn't have the serum to fall back on, so their survival instinct kicked in, and so they fought twice as hard because if they didn't fight back, they were going to die.
Yeah, they knew we're not strong enough to beat these Klingons on our own, so we have
and I was like, holy shit, Nurse Chapel is a badass.
Yeah. I mean, we're gonna find out they can all fight pretty well, which happens.
I had no idea that Nurse Chapel could do the things that she was doing. I got to admit, I was like, well then.
And I'm wondering, I don't know how long Benga was.
Charles's
on...
bird stood up in the air. How long did he what?
how long Umbenga was on the Enterprise and when it's going to shift from him to Bones. Whether Bones comes in.
It doesn't.
during
Mbenga's
Kirk.
there the whole time.
Oh, okay.
Throughout the entirety of the original series, Mbenga is there. You just don't see him. He works different shifts.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe he
Theoretically,
isn't-
Bones could be working right now.
Yeah, we just don't see him, I guess. Or
In
maybe
the same
he
way.
gets. Maybe Mbenga gets
So-
busted down to like not the main doctor. You know, they relieve him of some
Well,
of
I
his
mean,
duties.
it's not that.
Well,
it's just
you can
like
see
one
why. Sorry,
doctor for
Charles,
all
but-
shifts. It's you have the day shift doctor and the night shift doctor. So
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
yeah.
But you could see why Mbenga would be relieved as the head officer because he is doing well. He's got his daughter in a transporter. He's fucking taking drugs. He's got like seemingly some sort of secret missions going on with that other chick. Apparently,
Well,
like
with that said, there is a possibility that with all the stuff that he's doing, I mean, even injecting himself with that drug, that is probably against Starfleet regulations right there, and then also using the transport buffer to keep his daughter alive. I mean, this is all against Starfleet regulations, so there is a possibility that
it's TOS Mbenga.
There he is.
yeah, they could end up demoting him or giving him a different position.
Indubitably.
Yeah.
But I'm
We
trying
shall
to see. What
see.
they
We
say here.
shall see. Because I know Nurse Ratchet's there through, into the original series time.
It says it right here. Well, I guess it doesn't say why though. It simply says he stepped down as chief medical officer and served as a physician under Kirk instead, and that's when McCoy became the chief. It says. It says after McCoy became chief CMO, Mbenga continued to serve under Kirk, where in the event of McCoy's absence, he became the ranking medical officer. Yep.
Nice. Nice to find that out that quick. Thank you very much, Internet. So, overall the episode was, it was serviceable, but it wasn't incredible. Just a lot of fight sequences, and then of course, Spock. The character development with Spock was kind of interesting, seeing him struggle with his human emotions, which you don't ever really see later on. That never. It's like eventually he has his wards back up, and he's tip-top shape until.
Are you saying warts? It's like the third time I've heard you say
Wards. Wards.
What does this mean?
Wards. Mental wards, like almost like you put up a you
Wall?
meditate to put up a wall inside your head to block out certain emotions, not let them seep out into the real world. Basically, they're strong enough in the brain to do things like that. And some of them are psychic as well, and that's how those are the Vulcans that can do the what's that called?
Mind meld?
The mind meld. Yes,
How
yes.
the fuck do you forget that, clown?
It's been a long time. We haven't seen a mind meld in forever. Spock hasn't done it. He might not even know he can do it because in
Has he not?
Enterprise time,
Nah.
That's-
It's happened to Discovery.
that's illegal.
He's done mind melds in Discovery.
He did. Okay.
Right? I'm almost positive. There was mind melding in Discovery. I remember that for sure. Didn't him and Burnham mind meld? I'm not even positive he didn't do it in Strange New Worlds.
I remember that the female Vulcan did a mind meld with the jellyfish-like creatures, but she did it from afar because they were really strong psychically. Those creatures, the ones that were responsible for that giant anomaly that was destroying everybody.
He already. I knew it. He did do it in Strange New Worlds already. He did it to that chick, Noonan chick. He did it with her.
So all right, he knows he can do that. So.
Yeah, here you go. Look at it. Look at it. Look at it. Apparently, it's a continuity error,
What?
though, because Spock. This is supposed to be his first human mind meld. That's all we can show you. Otherwise, we'll get in trouble.
Oh, but what he said that in the original series. This is the first time I'm trying to mind meld with a human.
Apparently. Apparently, that's what I'm gathering here. But we learned some new things. This is very
Noonien a
informative.
real? I mean, she's a different kind of human, I guess. She's a super smart human, right? Because she's a Seng. She's a
I don't know. All I can think about is what that blood wine filled mouth.
I don't think Lon Nguyen Singh is an augment. I think she's just a descendant of an augment, but she's so far removed that she doesn't have any of the genetic enhancements.
Khan's descendant, right?
Yeah, she's Khan's descendant, but she is not. She doesn't have any of the augments, like augmentations. She doesn't have any of the genetic augmentations.
There's a little bit left.
She is 100% human. She is. But the only thing that she has in common with Khan is her name. That's it.
Yeah. And that's why she always gets all frustrated when people mention it. She's like, I'm not an augment. But then, and that's why she was so mad at Una for being an augment and realizing how much her struggle was and lying to her the whole time about how Una actually was an augment.
I'm going to go real bad because she said to Una, you give Khan a bad name.
Who said that? Una did?
Nobody. Except for this fucking idiot right here. Right now.
You give Khan a bad
space.
Name. Oh, okay.
You're saying because of the augments. Hey, when someone prefaces, get ready for this bomb, and then you hear the sound. Just let it blow up. Don't ask questions, clown.
Or you run up and you say, I have a detonator. What did she say? It wasn't a thermal detonator, right?
No. It was an antimatter detonator.
Okay.
And it's like, that's not a thing.
See, I led in perfectly, you guys. That was the whole reason I did all that.
Oh, yeah,
and the funny
thing
is that the Klingons thought it was a thing, which further proves that Klingons are fucking stupid.
Well, they don't know what technology the Federation has for weapons. That's why they were there.
It sounds legit.
Just making shit up as she goes. Yeah.
If this Guilo shows up and starts fucking gobbling down all your blood wine and drinking 8 Klingons under the table, and then she karates you and then is like, I have an antimatter fucking discombobulator. You're gonna believe her. You're gonna believe her.
Yeah. You're not gonna be like, no, I'm gonna call your bluff now. Like, this chick's been a badass the whole time. I gotta fucking give it up.
And on top of it, you're like 9 kaplas to the wind. So
9 kaplas to the wind. That's a good one.
Wow.
V is sexually threatening you right now, Charles Whedon. He says he will antimatter detonate you.
Do you wanna kiss?
Well, speaking of, Ross Dogg's Broken Spirit said that robot chick from, and I pulled it up like twice, third time now, from TOS with Roger, Corby, and Lurch, hottest chick ever in Star Trek Scientific Fact.
I think I can see which one he's talking about in my head, but I don't know if I can find it. I can't find shit. My computers suck. Maybe not for long. Stay tuned, folks.
It was just a robot. It's a square boxy robot. That guy's a pervert.
Oh.
The term is called robosexual.
Oh, nope, I see her. Oh yeah, her boobies were out. In that one. I remember her.
Oh my god.
Nice. All right.
Is this like the time when Tasha Yar had sex with an android?
No, just when this woman a robot woman had sex with an alien, like
go girl. Yeah.
Oh, I know that. All right, yeah, I know that woman.
Hey, since we're dallied,
she's in the thing.
Look what I found,
dude. She's in the video.
Is she? Yeah.
What's this?
I found the pie video. I'm just saying. Go on.
Oh, you found the pie video from Breaking Bad. Could
Yeah.
we even play that? I mean, I don't see why not.
It's not from Breaking Bad.
Hold on a
is
sec.
it?
Let me try this real quick. I think she's in.
Do you wanna kiss an alien girl? Do you wanna love an alien?
Yeah, there she were.
That was her. Yeah. So she's actually a robot. See.
See, then she's built for fucking. It's okay. It's okay to have sex with robots because they don't have.
So what was that
feelings.
other thing? What were you saying? What do you got?
What? I just had this. Nothing important.
How
I ever
long
tell
was
you
it?
about my Star Trek script?
Star Trek script.
Yeah.
What the
I gotta
fuck
write
is
it down,
this?
is all.
We saw the show. What do we gotta
The
look at? Okay,
Enterprise
there we go.
is 5 parsecs out of Rigel 12. Nothing's going on. Neutral zone is quiet.
Is
the
it his
crew
use of
is
parsecs?
bored, so they put on a pie eating contest.
Parsecs or not?
The whole crew's in the galley. They're eating Tullaberry pies. Tullaberries. From Gamma Quadrant, yo.
That's Voyager, dude.
Okay, blueberries then. They're eating blueberry pies
Better.
as fast as the replicator can churn them out. Finally, it's down to just 3. Kirk, Spock, and Chekhov. Okay, Spock always wins these things.
I had to pause because we didn't say anything, and I don't think it's been 30 seconds, so we're good.
Okay,
We're
yeah,
on
yeah,
radio. We
yeah.
gotta say some
Go
things.
30
Yeah.
seconds.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
we
we
say
gotta,
some
we gotta
things.
say some things. Yeah.
This
I
is
like
a
that,
horrible
Spock.
looking.
Some
I think it's
things.
a terrible. Yeah, some things.
Yeah,
This
some
Kirk
things.
kind of looks like New Kirk, though, if you think about it. New
Yeah.
Kirk,
New
who's
Kirk, that-
really growing on me.
That movie?
Paul Wesley.
I never saw that.
Paul Wesley. What did you never see? You saw Strange. Shut up.
Spock gonna beat Kirk,
God
yo.
damn it,
Spock's
some
like
things.
a toothbrush. Look
Some
at Kirk.
things.
He's got room to spare.
Spock has total
What the
Vulcan
hell?
control
Kirk was
over
not
his
fat
digestion.
in the
You want to hear this or not?
original
Yeah,
series.
go.
Okay,
I don't even know
finally,
what about.
Kirk.
They're the
I can't take it
holodeck.
anymore. He
And
yorks.
Skinny Pete was not wearing a Star Trek shirt.
Now it's just down to Chekhov and
Oh,
Spock.
here they go.
But Chekhov, you see,
Big showdown.
he's got a whole fat stack of
Who the
quackleys
fuck is
ready.
that?
I don't even know. Oh, is that might have been Lurch? That might have been the Lurch
No,
character.
wait a
we
minute,
just-
wait a minute. I know who that was.
Who?
Locked in
That
on
was
Chekhov's
Ming
stomach.
from
Every time
Flash
Chekhov
Gordon.
eats a pie,
No, Ming
Yeah.
has hair, doesn't he?
Sending him.
No, he's bald.
space.
It looked like something
Blueberries
from like
just
Flash
floating
Gordon
out
or
there,
something
frozen
different than
because
Star
it's in
Trek.
space.
Are those
And
goddamn
Chekhov
blueberry
is just
asteroids?
shoveling them
What
into
the
his
hell?
mouth, and Spock's like, I can't believe this
can't
Russian
believe
is
it.
defeating me.
Oh, no, no, no,
Meanwhile,
no, don't tell
Scotty's
me.
in
This Russian
control
is
room
defeating
fiddling with
me.
levers when
Don't tell me.
Lieutenant
Chekhov
O'Hare
is going to
comes in,
win?
and she's got, her big pointy.
Oh, my
Scotty's
God.
got the
Big
teleporter.
Pointies.
are all
Oh,
sweaty.
son of a bitch.
Chekhov screams. He sprays blood out of his
Oh,
mouth.
what the fuck?
Scotty beamed his guts into space. No way.
Oh,
There they
whoa,
are.
whoa, what the fuck?
There you go. It credited the animator, so
Yeah.
followed
That
all rules.
Zap. Oh, what a blast from the past. Yeah, that came out shortly after the original episode came out.
Badger does have a very similar voice to Saul Goodman. Actually, you're right, Jay Santiago.
Badger. And then at the end, oh yeah, Spock is left playing his violin there, his little harp, because he needs to deal with his own emotions now, which we all need to. See, good lessons in Star Trek, right? Right, everyone? That whole adventure just to follow your gut, even though you might be breaking a bunch of Starfleet rules and stealing a ship.
Yeah, which
And
apparently he got lucky, and now he's not being reprimanded, and his only punishment is the blood wine hangover that he got.
You know what? Now that you guys say it, I'm getting tired of that Star Trek trope. It
What?
seems like that's every episode of every Star Trek now, or for a long time. Disobeying Starfleet command, following our gut, and saving the universe from some horrible threat. Well, if it's happening so many fucking times, maybe Starfleet don't have the right ideas. Maybe it's time for some reform. But we see from Discovery that 1,000 years later, it's pretty much the same rules.
Yeah. That's just it. Maybe that's a commentary now on big government, or the control. Those who control are not always right, so we must
There's no coffee in
rebel
this cup.
against them. It's a little rebel yell inside of Star Trek now.
Well, someone recently was saying Deep Space Nine was condemning capitalism and showing that a capitalist world will lead to people in tents on the streets and like an anarchy society, and a commie society.
Well, those particular tents that they showed, interesting enough, almost look like some of the encampments that popped up into, I think it was last year, it was 2022 that they were portraying in Deep Space Nine, I believe, right? You remember something along those lines where,
Whedon's seen that
years.
series 18 times. He should fucking know.
Not 18. I've seen it 3
12.
times.
Oh.
So when they go back in time and it's the riots that they're
Yeah.
a part of.
It wasn't 2022. It was the 1990s.
Was it the 1990s?
I think
That would
so.
I thought
make
it
more
was a little
sense.
later.
Yeah.
Their present day.
Well, no, because it was a sectioned off district world.
Hold
Earth
on.
was different than it is now. It was like, certain, the rich people get to go in this section of the city, and all the poor people and sick people have to stay over here, and you're not allowed to switch. And
The bell.
in that episode, Jadzia Dax got transported back, but because she was good looking,
Oh,
some
okay. I
dude
found
found
out.
her.
It wasn't 2022. It was 2024.
Oh, 2024. Okay,
Yeah, it was
so
2024.
when COVID happened and now there's all these weird homeless encampments, they were kind of alluding to, hey, look, Star Trek got it right again. There are places like this now, and look, our world is turning into this. And it was obviously turned against Trump, but it was, say, oh, MAGA, huh? Yeah, look what it's turning into. So, yeah.
Who did that?
There was articles.
I zoned
I've
out
seen.
for a minute thinking about, man, we should do like Alpha Podrants, but for sliders.
Oh.
In my head, I'm thinking of like, well, I can't even think of names. My head's just repeating sliders. That's all that's been happening. Just
I've seen that. I watched it when it first came out, Sliders, and then I did go through the entire series once, I believe. Like, probably 6 years ago, something like that.
I've seen the series twice, but maybe thrice. Never seen the final season more than a quarter way at best.
Oh, really? You stopped? You didn't want to finish that
It's just hard.
without the brothers? Yeah, it was a little rough. And
Sliders
you can notice,
without Jerry O'Connell. And wasn't Carrie Werner gone at that point too?
Yeah, oh yeah, long gone. Long
The
gone.
new chicks they brought in, I hated them. They were those vapid, that era type of actress I just do not like.
And you can tell there's a severe change in the budget for the show with like right after the 3rd season or something. After that, they're not switching rooms a lot anymore. They're staying in like one locale. They're not walking amongst the street with like, oh, everyone's Nazis now. You don't see shit like that anymore. You just see like little instances, little tiny places. I was like, oh,
but the
no.
Crying Man, it really became his story for that last season, right?
It did.
Rembrandt
Yeah.
Brown. And I feel I owe it to the character to finish.
I mean, yeah, he's great. He was a good character, but again, is he the
Charles
lead?
is like, what the fuck happened?
They're in
You want me to
Sliders
bring
there.
up Irma Gerd Wars?
We are now in Sliders
We
rings.
just
We're in a new podcast now called Slid.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, we pretty much covered everything on that episode. It was an okay episode, but we want a better one. The Broken Circle. Don't break us anymore, Star Trek.
There's one more thing I'm going to bring up, and I actually am kind of excited what was implied to be the overarching story of the season, which is going to be a potential conflict with the Gorn hegemony.
Oh, that's right. At the very end, there was.
Yes.
They were talking about if this war happens, yeah, we're gonna be fighting on two fronts, and there was something
Yeah, but
detected in a grid, and it was Gorn. Yeah, yeah.
But I'm just gonna say right now, if they don't get the ball rolling soon, I'm gonna be Gorn with the wind.
Ah,
Oh.
tell him, Charles Dave.
I mean, I'm gonna stick with it, but yeah, I can see they need to
Oh,
up it
I'm
a
sure
little
he will
bit.
too. But
Oh, man.
Well,
I
I'm
thought it
gonna
was
stick
kind
with
of.
it. I just wanted an opportunity to make the pun.
I honestly, while I'm excited for it because it gives it that TOS flair, I feel gay every time I say TOS. I did go, oh man, come on, because it just feels a little fanfare and unoriginal. But now that I learned that Carol Kane's character is a new species, then I guess they're innovating to the series. So why not? Because Star Trek must always, above all, be innovative. It must always innovate itself. That's why Discovery's final seasons are so great. Were so great. You finally got to explore new technologies, new ways. Yeah. So while you can't do that in a prequel series, you can innovate backstory. Fill in some holes. But I
Create whole
guess
new places that they've been to that you've never seen. I mean, that's pretty much what they're gonna have to do.
and we're gonna do that with the Gorn, and that's gonna be exciting. I did sort of sigh when I heard it, but I'm glad. You know what? I prefer Gorn over what show had that? Picard, Amanda Plummer. I hated that villain. So if you're gonna
over
give me another,
Smokey McGee.
yeah, if you're gonna give me some other terrible generic fucking space pirate, I'm very happy to have the Gorn instead, or Mud. It'd be
Now
nice
I'm
to have
wondering,
Mud back.
they were talking about fighting on two fronts. So do they think the Gorn are teaming up with somebody, and would it be maybe the Klingons? More than likely. We shall see.
No, that wouldn't make any sense, and we would have heard of that at some point. The Klingon and the Gorn together, like I don't think so.
I don't know
Well,
who
as
else
far
would
as I-
actually pair up with the Gorn.
As far as I know, the Gorn and the Klingons, they hate each other.
Well, what was that species in the original series that captured the Gorn and Kirk, right? And to make them fight. Perhaps that species at first teams up with the Gorn, and that's how they kind of.
Are you talking about the ones that had the menagerie?
Yeah.
No, that's the people with the big heads. He's talking the original where Kirk is fighting the Gorn. It was some alien had transported them to that planet and made them fight, basically.
Okay.
Right?
Do we know what that alien species looks like?
Weren't they humanoid? But like weren't they like just bored and they just wanted to entertain themselves or something, or test metals? I don't remember.
Look, if they end up doing something like that between Kirk and a Gorn in Strange New Worlds, I'm like, yeah, you're doing it too early, dude.
It won't happen.
That shit happened in TOS. Shouldn't do that in Strange New Worlds.
But where? I mean, isn't there some sort of? I saw some shots where Kirk was in the modern world. That never happened in the other series, right? So I don't get like was that something
world?
they like in our modern world, almost like they did a time travel episode.
They did do a time travel episode in the original series, but it wasn't in our modern world. They traveled back to the 1940s, I believe.
No, they traveled. I think it was called what was it called? Project Earth or something about that. It was supposed to become a spin-off, which the franchise would have been totally different, way more.
That was the one.
Whoish.
Okay.
With the guy and his robot assistant, and he had a cat.
Yes.
It was more like a spy thriller. It was Earth-based.
It was the same sort of species as what the one that looked like Laris was when they went.
Yes. That's right.
Right.
That is right. I did learn that. And
Yeah, but Laris was a Romulan.
but Kirk went back in time.
The one that looked like her, that was it back
Was
in
also
time.
a Romulan.
Oh, was that a Romulan?
Yeah, she was.
Oh,
a
but whatever she
Romulan.
was Agent something. She was she worked for some. They worked for
Whoever
the same.
you're talking about, whoever she worked for.
Yeah.
Assigned
The episode.
Earth.
The episode he's talking about has that same
Gary
company
7.
or whatever. Gary 7.
Okay, yeah, but
Yeah.
no, it's just
just
Laris
like
is-
Gary 7. I read about him in the database. Kirk
No.
met a Gary 7.
Laris's ancestor, in season 2, the one that Kirk was interacting with, that woman was also a Romulan because it was proven when we caught her swearing in dissatisfaction in Romulan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because she was speaking in the Romulan language. So yeah, it was confirmed. And then when she took off some device that was on her ear, and it was meant to hide her pointed ears, and that also proved
Like
that
an earring or something.
yeah, it showed that she had pointed ears just like a Romulan. And then when she died at the end of the season, we saw green blood.
You still
on
talking
her
about
person.
Laris or
Laris,
something?
yes.
Laris'
Yeah.
ancestor.
Well, it turns out that's not even the character. It was Talon.
Yeah,
who
Talon.
was like
I'm
Yeah,
calling
yeah.
her. I'm calling her Laris' ancestor. Is what I was.
Yeah,
calling
yeah.
her.
Oh, so Talon and Laris were the same actress.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Yep. Okay.
Yes, it was the same actress, but it was different characters. And Talon was Laris' ancestor.
I almost banged your grandma in the past.
I only got one thing to say to that. I'm my own grandpa.
All I just heard was, never mind. I'm not going to say it.
Yeah. I don't know if that song actually applies here, so I just saw an opportunity to make a Futurama reference, so.
Oh, great sliders! We talk about sliders, and now he thinks, oh, let's talk about Futurama. Next thing you know, we're going to talk about Battlestar Galactica.
Look, I wasn't even that
It's going
big of a
off the
fan
rails
of
now.
Yeah, I know. We're going off the rails now. So,
You know,
yeah.
Why
Flatten
not?
the plateau.
Why not? We could talk about other things. Did you ever see? Ooh, what was the name of it? It was like.
Shakes the Clown with Bobcat Goldthwait. Very good.
Black. Was it Black Hole?
Hey,
I
did
can't
you
remember.
guys know my
Whoopi
my
Goldberg.
local movie theater is going to be doing a showing of Tommy Wiseau's The Room?
Is that so?
Yes.
Are you going?
No.
You should go and cover it. Damian J. Rogers. It's his dream to go there. Tommy Wiseau just talked to him on Twitter too about it and said,
No,
"You,
I
you
am
should
not
come to my
going to
movie."
watch that entire
Hello.
fire of a movie.
Is Tommy Wiseau going to be there?
No, he's not.
Well.
Okay, the show Dark Matter. Did you ever see Dark Matter?
I
No.
recall it. I don't think I've ever seen any of it.
No, I've never.
It
watched
was basically
I've heard of it, but I've never watched it.
I think it was 7 people wake up on a starship and no one can remember what their name is. So they name themselves in the order that they woke up. 1,
Yeah.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
I only know the
And-
name. I only know the name of one of the actors on the show, and she played the character 6.
Oh, that's the characters' names. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah.
And the character 6 was played by the actress Jodelle Ferland.
Wrong.
So
Totally.
it was an
negates your
interesting
entire
series.
point now.
Really, really
they gave him a
interesting.
Point, whatever.
Because each one of them woke up with their skills. They knew how to do certain things.
Yeah.
And once they figured that out, they could like fly the ship. And eventually they start to figure out their identity and they go on these certain missions. They figure out they're like one of the best ships around. And, so it's a pretty interesting series.
Yeah.
Do
Okay.
Klingons have their own Juneteenth? Oh, yes, it is Juneteenth today. That's right.
Yeah, if
Merry
Klingons have
Juneteenth.
their own Juneteenth, I'm fairly
it's
certain.
not anymore.
I'm fairly certain that if Klingons end up celebrating it, it involves a lot of stabbing, a lot of drinking, a lot of punching, and a lot of screaming.
Nobody make the joke that's just like Juneteenth. Idiots.
Is that exactly what it should do? Anyway.
Chimney crickets. Why were we talking about Gary 7? And I don't think that's I spied on a Juneteenth. I have to say this because I said something very rude. I spied on a Juneteenth celebration that was in my local park, and it was all whites. It was all the white people, and there was like 3 African American individuals, and I just wondered. I was like, how weird must that feel? Like it's this day. It's Black Day. And you're like 3 black people. You're like one of 3 black people among all white people. Don't you feel, since it's celebrating black people, you're like suddenly all eyes are on you, and like it just must be awkward and weird. That's all. But anyway, why were we talking about Gary 7?
Because I said that I thought I saw the new Kirk in the past.
Yes. So, who said he didn't time travel?
We're not saying he didn't. He might. He may have. He might.
Well, I think you questioned it. Don't finger me, Charles. Oh, look, he's touching. I can't do it. There you are.
Oh, there it is.
You can't have none, Luke. Get out of here. You can't get none of this. So, all right. Then what else? I'm going to keep sipping my empty cup of coffee here.
We'll see what the next episode brings. Like you said, maybe it will bring Pike traveling and trying to get Una out, or he's going to a trial maybe. I don't know.
Gonna hate that. Why couldn't they just do it together? Because then that means we don't have Spock next episode. We don't have Umbenga. We don't have Chapel. We don't have any. I'm just Carol fucking Potts Kane.
Well, it may be like, oh, while this was happening to the Enterprise, this is what was happening to Pike.
Yeah.
And then they meet up
stupid.
afterwards.
That's stupid.
You get to see where he goes, unless he just shows back up and then he talks about it. They'll probably do that. Like, oh, hey, Pike. Oh, hey. Well, this is what happened, right?
I'll take that. They do that actually.
Sometimes.
To be honest, I'll take it. It just means he sat out an episode. I'd rather that than a Pike bottle episode.
We'll see what they're gonna do. But
I'm watching this for the fucking goddamn Enterprise.
We know Una comes back, so they're gonna have at least the Enterprise comes and finds them at the end, or saves them, or something. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see. We shall see, and we will see all of you fine people again sometime. Thank you. I don't know what day. Are we going to keep doing this on Mondays, or I don't know.
Whatever damn day you tell us, you little jerk, Captain.
Yeah, I just don't know if it's a good day for everybody. Is it a good day for you people out there?
No days are good days for me, so any day's a good day.
Okay.
Good
night, everyone.
Oh, don't even care about Joss Whedon. You look like an alien. You look like some sort of Star Trek alien, Luke. I look like I'm celebrating Pride Month with my beard. And are we gonna scissor or what?
You always look like that. Okay, live long and scissor, everyone.
Am I the first one that fucking did it? All right, come on.
Live long and scissor, everyone. Live long and we'll see you. We'll see you. Oh shit, we'll see you. Love you. See you next time.
Kay,
Check your local listings for